I harvested 35 pieces of cabbage. I made 350 Ghana cedis from that, and when you divide it by the number of cabbages that were harvested by then, I had approximately to be 8 cedis 75 pesos per head, and this was also very encouraging. And so I thought it was going to be like that throughout, but I had some few changes. So I finished harvesting my cabbages from the farm, and today I'm here to share my profit with you. But before we look at the profit, let's look at some of the costs that went into this cabbage, right from planting to harvesting, so that at the end of this video you can tell whether I made profit or I did not make. But I know at the end of this video some people are going to be discouraged, whilst others are also going to be motivated. It depends on how you interpret this video. So let's get started. So let's look at the seed. In all, I spent 90 Ghana cedis acquiring 25 grams of seed for this piece of land. I did not use all. I think I was left with some few seed in the sachet. Then we look at the fertilizer. I think I've talked about fertilizer application in the cabbage farm, but from that time to this time I also acquired other few fertilizers again, and it cost me, in all I spent 200 Ghana cedis for fertilizer. The fertilizers I used was the green fat manure. I also used Supergrow, NPK, ammonia, and other liquid fertilizers. Okay, then when we come to pesticide and fungicide, I spent 300 Ghana cedis on that, and some of the pesticide I used was the Bipel, Lambda, Lambdex, Optima, E-Master, and other pesticides. So if you want to know more about that, the pesticide, I'll be leaving the link of that video somewhere. It will be popping up after watching this video, so that you go and watch it and then get more understanding on the pest control in cabbage farming. I think I've updated you on that. When it comes to water, I spent like 300 Ghana cedis from the water. What I did was to subtract the current bill, or the bill that was coming at that time, from our monthly bill, so that I can be able to get the difference, since we are also using the same water at home. So in all, I spent 300 Ghana cedis for the water. It would have been more than that, but because it was also raining at the same time during that period, sometimes I don't even water at all. So that was what saved me from paying more bills on water. Then labor, when it comes to labor, it was free, because I was mainly the person who was doing it. Sometimes you get friends to assist you. My kids were also assisting me, the entire family was assisting me, so labor was free. But if you have to pay me, that will be, I don't know. Okay, so in all, I spent the total amount of money that I spent, or the cost involved setting up this cabbage farm, was 890 Ghana cedis. When you put the 90 cedis plus 200 cedis plus 300 Ghana cedis plus another 300 Ghana cedis, we had 890 Ghana cedis in all. Now let's look at how much I made from this cabbage farm. But before we look at the profits, in all, I planted 850 pieces of cabbage. Now let's look at the harvesting. My first harvest, I harvested 26 pieces. It was out of haste because the cabbages were breaking, and so I have to harvest it. I harvest those cabbages, even though I wasn't prepared to harvest that time. I wanted to wait till I get enough, but because of the way it was breaking, I have to harvest those pieces and then sell it out. And the 26 pieces amounted to 180 Ghana cedis. I was really happy when I had that amount of money. You know, some of the heads were very big, and so the customer bought one at 10 cedis, and then some were for 5 cedis. So I didn't get one price for all, but at the end of the day, when I put all those prices together, I had 180 Ghana cedis. I'm in a neighborhood, so please bear with me the noise coming into the video. Okay, when you divide 180 Ghana cedis over there with the 26 pieces, that means approximately a head was 6 cedis 90 pesos. Okay, then the second harvest. All right, so today is the second time I'm going to harvest my cabbage, and like you saw in the previous video, I harvested those cabbages or in a haste because of the way it was cracking in this farm. So that is why I did the first harvesting. So initially when I did the first harvesting, I wasn't having customers, and then I didn't have any orders, so I have to harvest it before I went out, or before going out to look for people to come and buy. But this time I'm harvesting because number one, the cabbages are ready, and then two, I have orders, so I'm going to harvest the ones that are ready and then distribute it. I've started gaining customers, so I have 2 orders that I'm going to work on. The first one ordered for 30 pieces, and then the second person ordered for 5 pieces. They are all customers I got on the first day that told me they needed me to provide for them today. With the 30 pieces orders, I'll be adding like extra 3 on it, and then with the 5 pieces I'll add like 2 in addition, just like into swore to do. So I'm going to scout the farm, look for those ones that are ready, and then harvest those ones. So I'm taking record of all the harvesting and all the orders I'm doing, the quantity, and then the amount I'm going to make out of that. Then I'll be able to tell how much I will be making at the end of all the harvest. On the first day, I harvested 26 pieces, and today's date is 2nd October. 2nd October, I'm going to harvest 35 pieces. Day of harvesting. Yeah, so we're going to scout the farm together to tell which cabbages are ready. So let's look at this. This cabbage is ready. You can see the leaves are turning brown. If I leave it for long time, it will start rotting. I'll show you a typical example. So with this, I'm going to come with the leaves so that it will make it more attractive. So we have one. This one too is very ready. You can see the leaves, the head is quite different from the outer leaves. You can see this one is light green, light green, and this one is quite deeper. So, and when you also press it, you can see it's very hard, and the leaves are also turning a bit brown. So I don't have to leave it for a long time. It's better I harvest it. Yes. So this, the second one, I think like I showed you in the previous video, you can see this cabbage is also breaking. This was the main reason why I harvested the first cabbage. I didn't intend to harvest at that time, but because of the rains, the excessive water and overgrowth, the head started breaking. This one like this, when I keep it, will start breaking, so I have to harvest it. And this one is a very big head. This cabbage, this is what I'm talking about. It cannot go out again. It cannot go out again because it's rotting. Okay, you can see from here. So I can't take it out again. This one is disqualified. Okay, so I harvested 35 pieces of cabbage, or 35 heads, and I made 350 Ghana cedis from that. And so when you divide it by the number of cabbages that were harvested by then, I had approximately to be 8 cedis 75 pesos per head. And this was also very encouraging, and so I thought it was going to be like that throughout, but I had some few changes. So the third harvest also gave me 35 pieces, and I also made 350 Ghana cedis from that, and which when you also divide, that will give you 8 cedis 75 cedis per head. And the third harvest, okay, so I had 3 third harvests, which was supposed to be 4th harvest. The next harvest gave me 36 pieces, but I made 70 Ghana cedis from that harvest, and that will give you 1 cedi 90 pesos per head. And that was really discouraging, but I have to just take it like that, because as at that time I was not getting big head again, so it was giving me something small. Before we continue, our farmland is still available. We still have limited quantity available. If you want to go into farming next year and you haven't gotten a land yet, you can get in touch with me. I'll take you through the process so that you can be able to start get some. It's a simple process. You can be able to acquire some, and then you start your farming. You start clearing your land this year, then just after the first rain next year, you can be able to start planting. The land is good for coconut. You can do maize there. You can also do rice. You can also do palm, cashew, and other crops. So if you're thinking of going to any of these crops or any other crop, get in touch with me and let's see whether that will be able to favor you. And then the next harvest was 10 pieces of cabbages. And so today is another day, and I'm still going around hunting for customers. And no, even though I have some customers that I provided the first 2 badges to, I still have to get more people so that I can be able to send the rest or sell the rest to them. So I've got another person who wants to buy from me, but she needs a sample from me. So I'm going to get her 3 samples, small one, medium size, and a bigger head, so that we'll bargain on the price before we start the harvesting. So that's what exactly I'm going to do now. When it comes to farming,
You will have to go out there to look for customers. You don't have to be sitting down waiting for somebody to come and buy from you. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go into the farm, scouting the farm, get a small one, a medium size and a bigger size, and send it to the person. Video of it.
That gave me 30 Ghana cedis, and when you divide it, that will be 3 cedis per head, which was quite good. It was better than the 1 cedis 90 pesos per head. Then the next harvest also gave me 99 pieces.
So this is what we had. We are going to sort them out. And I just seen last year.
And I made 255 Ghana cedis from that harvest. And at the end of the day, when you divide that 1-2, you get 2 cedis, 50 cedis per head. Then the next harvest was 17 pieces of cabbage, and that gave me 50 Ghana cedis. When you also divide that, that will give you 2 cedis, 90 cedis per head. And the next harvest, that the 8th harvest, was 48 pieces of cabbages, and that gave me 120 Ghana cedis. And when you also divide it, that will also give you 2 cedis, 50 cedis per head. And the 9th harvest, which was the last one I made, was 20 pieces of cabbage, and that gave me 70 Ghana cedis. And when you also divide it by the 70 Ghana cedis by the 20 pieces, that will give you 3 cedis, 50 pesos per head. And so in all, I harvested about 326 pieces of cabbage out of the 850 pieces. So when you subtract the 326 pieces of cabbages from the 850 that I planted, we'll get 524 cabbages, and that literally means I lost 524 plants, which was really a big loss to me. Okay, if I had even gotten half of it, it would have improved on my finances.
So this is one of the leftovers from the farm, and you can imagine if I have, it's even more than that because I have extra basket there and we have more in the farm. So you can imagine the kind of loss I have made. Okay, so I decided not to sell this one, just to use it at home and then also dash it to some few people. It's better that way than to sell it at 50 pesos and 1 cedi because they are quite small. You can see, yeah, so I'm not going to sell any of these cabbages again. I'll be storing some in my freezer and also give some out. Just dash some out. I think that's the best thing to do. Okay, so all these ones are leftovers from the farm.
And when you put all the money I made together, that's 180 cedis, 350 cedis, 350 cedis plus 70 cedis plus 30 cedis plus 255 cedis plus 50 Ghana cedis and 120 cedis and 70 Ghana cedis. I made 1,475 Ghana cedis from this farm. When you divide that by the number of pieces of cabbages that I harvested, that's 326 Ghana cedis, then approximately each cabbage costs 4 cedis, 50 cedis per head. Okay, and so when you subtract the cost of production from the revenue, that's the cost of production was 890 cedis and the revenue was 1,475. I made 585 cedis profit. Okay, and that was all. So in all, I made 585 cedis, Ghana cedis, as my profit, which was quite discouraging. If you are a new farmer or you are now watching me and you're aspiring to go into cabbage farming, you will like, oh, okay, it's not worth it. So the question is, does this worth my time? No, it doesn't worth my time, because I could have used that time to do other things that would generate better income for me. But I spent all those time for this cabbage and made just a peanut. And if these cabbages had gone well, I would have made a lot too at the same time, because some of the cabbages, the customers bought one head as 10 cedis. So if I had gotten everything better, and even approximately I said one as 8 cedis, I would have made close to 7,000 Ghana cedis. But because certain things didn't go on well here in the farm, which was some of the mistakes that I made, I'll be sharing that too with you very soon, so that if you're also planning to go into cabbage farming, you will not repeat some of those mistakes that I did that contributed to this low income that I made from this farm. Okay, but at the end of the day, I break even. I was able to make a profit, which is better. Okay, and am I discouraged? No, I am not discouraged. Did I learn something? Yes, I learned a lot from this, and something that money could not buy. I've been able to gain experience that no money can buy. I can only gain that experience through doing that, and I'm happy I gained that experience. And am I going to do cabbage again? Yes, I'll be doing cabbage again right after the next planting. Okay, so after I clear this place, I'm going to do lettuce. I have already nursed the seed, so I'll be doing lettuce here. I'll be nursing my cabbage seed again, and then try it a second time to see whether after correcting my mistakes, this is going to repeat itself again. Yes, I hope you got enough value from this video. Let me know if you are discouraged or you are encouraged to go into cabbage farming. But for me, I am encouraged, because I am going to go into cabbage farming again the next time, and I'll be sharing that with you, so that you know that it's all hope is not lost. It's not always like that, but because I'm a first-time cabbage farmer, I accept anything, any result that comes, so that, and then learn from some of the mistakes. One thing that helped me was the booking. Okay, I've been writing almost everything that I do here, so that I can be able to correct some of this, and that's why I'm able to, you can see from here, that's why I'm able to tell you all that went into this cabbage farming. So I hope you got enough value from this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.